Hello, it's not the Friday Talkie. Why the hell not? Because I've been distracted. And what have I been distracted by? Well, you probably know already because it's in the title. About a year ago, in fact Christmas, I received one of these. It's a NatPC X2 IPS Android pad. And I've been using that to do my Playing Android Badly channel for the past year and having a lot of fun doing it. Recently that thing started playing up. It's become unstable, crashes left, right and centre, shuts down, locks up, and there's a fault with the screen as well where there's just a line running down the middle. Don't know what that's all about, but anyway, it's on the way out. So, Tesco have recently launched their own Android pad called the HUDL, and you can get them with Tesco Club Card points vouchers. If you've got £60 worth of Club Card points, you can double them up and get this for nothing, which is almost what I did. We had just under £60 worth. Basically, using Club Card points vouchers, I paid £9 for this, which is a bargain. What can I tell you about it? Specifications. You get the tablet itself, DC charger with a USB cable to plug into it, quick start guide which should be promptly tossed out of the door because it's rubbish, 7-inch screen, 1440 by 900, 16 gig storage, expandable with up to 32 gig SD card, micro SD, 9-hour video battery life. 9 hours is optimistic, but if you're just playing videos and nothing else and you've got all the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and blah blah turned off, yeah, maybe. Quad-core 1.5 MHz processor. They're underestimating the speed of it. It's about 1.61 when I benchmark test it. Android 4.2 Jelly Bean, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 2 megapixel front, 3 megapixel rear cameras, scratch resistant screen, HDMI, USB 2 and GPS. All of that for £120 if you're paying cash. Okay, so you get it out the box. What does it feel like? Nice is the answer. The first thing that struck me was the feel of the back, because it's kind of silky. My old pad is white and glossy, kind of like a white PSP, and feels, it's nice but it's kind of cheap feeling, little bit thin, little bit flimsy. This is, the whole thing is heavier than that other pad. There is a bit of weight to this. It feels solid, you know, it doesn't feel like you could bend it. Which that one, it did feel, you know, hold it at one end and you feel like it's going to be drooping at the other. This one, solid. So it's got a good quality feel to it. You can see you've got the speakers there, camera there, there's another camera there. The feel of it, the way the speakers are positioned and the cameras, you feel like they want you to use it like that, where I actually tend to use them in portrait, like that. But there you are. When you first boot these up, first time booting out of the box, there is a video somewhere on YouTube that shows the whole procedure, so I won't go through that, and I can't show you the first booting thing anyway because I've already configured it. But anyway, you boot it up after charging. It takes about 3 hours to give it its first charge. Log it into your Wi-Fi, and then you need to give it your Google account, and it will ask for your Tesco details as well if you have a Tesco account. I do, so it's all, put all of that in. And then, having done all of that, it will update itself. New firmware, update all the apps that have been installed, stuff like that. So, when it eventually boots into your home screen, it has widgets on the home screen, which is not what I want. I wanted a bunch of icons, but the first widget was actually quite useful initially. HUDL Basics. It tells you how to use it. The manual that's in the box, you can forget about. This is useful. It will tell you all the stuff that you need to know to use it, because there were some differences. I'm used to Android on the pad that I had, but this was different. I didn't know how to get to the settings, because I'm used to settings being down here, and it wasn't. I didn't know that you could do that, and settings was in there. That was completely new to me. So that their guide thing proved quite useful. But then there were, you know, cycling through to other pages, they'd put all their widgets and stuff, like blink box and shopping, basically. I did not want to go shopping on my HUDL, that's not what I've got it for. So in their quick start guide it showed you how to get rid of all that crap if you wanted to, so I did. And went through to where all the little icons are for all of the apps and dragged them across to where I wanted them. And put them all categorized and everything, because that's how I do things. Grouped together, categorized. Probably took about an hour from first boot up, getting logged in, getting updated, getting rid of all the crap I didn't want, putting on all the stuff that I did want. About an hour, and then I proceeded to install all the stuff that I'd had on my old pad. And you just go into the Google Play Store, whatever you want to call it, and you look at my apps and everything I had, you just like, yeah, grab all of them. Actually using it then, once you've got it all configured, the internals of this, the motherboard is exactly the same motherboard apparently as is in that NAT PC, and the CPU, well, it describes it as the same CPU, but where the NAT PC was dual core, this is quad core and a few megahertz faster, gigahertz, something, whatever. So I expected it to feel a bit quicker, maybe. I don't know what the graphics chip is on here. Like it was that Mali 400 on the NAT PC. This, I haven't got a clue. So using it, it's notably quicker. It just feels more responsive. And also what it is far more stable. The NAT PC was like crashing and locking up and rebooting and doing all kinds of annoying stuff on a regular basis. I say regular, probably 2 or 3 times a day. If I was using it heavily, I would expect that to lock up several times. This, rock solid, no lockups, no crashes. The only time I find it sluggish is when I change the orientation of it. If it's sitting there dithering and I try and swipe across before it's ready, it will sit and go duh for a minute. But other than that, it's nice and speedy. But I thought I want to put a figure to this, see what is the difference performance wise. So I ran Geekbench 3. My NAT PC single core result was 397, where this scored 480. Multi-core result, NAT PC scored 713, where this scored 1407. So if you're running software that will make use of multi-cores, this thing is twice as fast as the NAT PC. Where does that put it in terms of other systems that are out there, other pads? This is faster than the old Nexus 7, but slower than the new one. It kind of sits halfway between the two, which for 120 quid, 16 gig storage on board, 1 gig RAM, ain't bad, I think, especially if you've got the Tesco Club Card points money thing. You can get it effectively for free. Bargain, really. Other than that, I mean, it's Android. It does what Android do, to quote Zay Frank. Yeah, not a whole lot else I can tell you. It's really nice. It feels good in the hand, it's nice and speedy, it does everything you would want an Android pad to do. It's definitely worth sticking a micro SD card in there. I mean, 16 gig is nice already, straight away. I mean, that NAT PC thing had a really weird storage system. It was supposedly an 8 gig thing, but it had 1 gig internal storage, and then the rest of it was put on an internal SD card, and it amounted to not much space after the system was system installation and blah blah. And then you could stick another micro SD card in that, but you couldn't install software to it. It was stupid, and I ran out of space. This, nah. 16 gig of internal storage, and then the SD card that you can install stuff to. When you've got 32 gig there, yeah, I've got a few movies and a lot of music on here, and still plenty of space. I'm not feeling the limitations, which is nice. So, downsides, only one, and actually it's not even a downside, it's just an irritation. HDMI lead. This used a standard well no, it's like a mini HDMI. In fact, it's not even... Is that min? Yeah, I think that's like mini HDMI there. And I thought I could just use that cable and plug that in here, but no, this is a micro HDMI. So had to get a new cable. It has arrived. Definitely buy your micro HDMI cable off of Amazon. Don't go and buy it from Tesco. Amazon, it costs £4, something like that. Tesco, £15. Get stuffed. And the same like the Tesco's own branded cases. I've got one on order from Amazon. It should arrive tomorrow. It was meant to arrive today, but whatever. About £4 or £5. Tesco's own, £15. Get stuffed. The one for my NAT PC came from Poundland, and it was very nice. And guess what that cost? Yeah. So yeah, there are accessories that you can get from Tesco specifically designed to go with this, but you pay through the nose for them. And why should you when a generic one will do just as nicely? What I think of it, I'm just looking at the speakers and I thought, what does it sound like? Yes, it sounds nice actually. The audio quality on here is pretty good. I haven't got many things to compare it to. It sounds vastly better than my NAT PC did, which was a tinny horrible mess. But it also sounds better than my iPhone 3GS for playing music. When you sit it on a table or flat surface, the speakers are just off the deck and the sound bounces back and it gains a little something. You get decent volume, it's very listenable. Obviously not oodles of bass, but it doesn't sound like a fruit fly in a bean tin. They probably don't make a noise actually, maybe a wasp in a bean tin, but anyway. Yeah. Other downsides, if any? One comment that has been made about it is the quality of the screen. Now, some reviews I've read say it's not bright enough. Well, nonsense. I find it perfectly adequate. Comparing it with the NAT PC, this is yellower. It's got a, if you're looking at a white screen, and I don't think I can find one at this time to show you. Certainly the Geekbench results page. Ah, here we go. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Probably not. On a more or less white screen, this has a kind of bluish tint to it. This has a yellowish tint to it, which initially you think, bleh, when you compare them, but actually it's a lot easier on the eye. I think if you were reading a good deal of like black on white text, this would mangle your eyes less. It's a better resolution. So while some people have said, yeah, the screen's not great and the colour's a bit off, yeah, maybe it is a bit yellow, but I do think that might be deliberate. I think that might be for reading stuff. I certainly know about mangling my eyes whilst using a lot of Android pad, because it was around last Christmas whilst I was using that pad a lot that my right eye completely disintegrated. Some of you might remember that. Yeah, that. I think that covers it. It's reliable. It's certainly holding the Wi-Fi connection vastly better than that thing did. Not yes, and also this has Bluetooth where that didn't, and I believe I should be able to use my iPhone as like a Wi-Fi hotspot via the Bluetooth, so this thing may well go online while I'm out and about. I hope. I have to try that yet, because I've never done it before, because I couldn't do it with the other one because no Bluetooth. Yeah, so I mean, 1 year on from the Nat PC, that thing looks not nearly as impressive for the money, and I mean £20 more, vastly superior. Utterly worth the money. Little bit of fiddling around to get all the Tesco branded bump out of the way. Once you've done that, brilliant. Highly recommended. If you've got Tesco Club Card points, it's a bargain for a very nice pad. I'm repeating myself loads, I'm sure, but I like it. If you've got the points or the money and you're in the market for a pad and not an uber expensive one, that I think you can't go wrong. That'll do. Shutting up. Thank you for watching.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider clicking the thumbs up button. I upload videos daily, so go ahead and hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. To all those who've already subscribed, I'd just like to say a great big thank you.